On my 50th birthday, they made me wear a crown that said King of Letdowns. Everyone laughed, even my wife. I pretended to laugh too. I grilled the food, took the group photos, and paid for everything. That night, I booked a one-way ticket. 2 weeks later, my daughter was on Facebook begging, "If anyone sees my dad, please tell him we're sorry." The plastic gold spikes of the crown dug into my scalp. It was cheap, painted in a sickening neon yellow, and across the front, in bold black marker, someone had written, "King of Letdowns." I stood by the grill, the heat from the charcoal searing my face, while 50 people, my friends, my family, howled with laughter. My brother-in-law Dave was the one who placed it on my head. He was leaning back, a beer in his hand, chest heaving with mirth. "It's perfect, isn't it?" Dave shouted over the music. 50 years of being the guy who almost made it. To the man who buys the wrong brand of everything and misses every shot he takes. I looked at my wife, Sarah. I expected a look of defense, a sharp word to shut him down. Instead, she was doubled over, wiping a tear of laughter from her eye. "Oh, come on, Elias," she gasped, catching my gaze. "Don't give us that look. It's just a joke. Everyone knows you're a good sport." "A good sport," I repeated quietly. The words felt like ash in my mouth. "Yeah," my daughter Chloe chimed in, snapping a photo of me with her phone. "Smile, Dad. The King of Letdowns needs to look the part for the family group chat." I didn't argue. I didn't flip a table. I didn't even take the crown off. I just turned back to the grill. I flipped 30 ribeye steaks I had paid for with my own year-end bonus. I served them. I refilled the ice chests. I even took the group photo, standing on the edge of the frame. The king of a kingdom that didn't respect its ruler. I paid the $3,000 catering and rental bill at the end of the night. I kissed Sarah on the forehead. I told her I was tired and going to bed early. "You're such a grump," she teased, still scrolling through the photos of me looking humiliated. "Lighten up. It was a great party. It was an eye-opener," I said. She didn't even look up from her screen. I went upstairs, but I didn't sleep. I sat in my home office and opened my laptop. For 25 years, I had been the provider, the safety net, the guy who stayed in a soul-crushing corporate job so Chloe could have a debt-free degree and Sarah could have her boutique interior design hobby that never turned a profit. I was the letdown because I forgot a dry cleaning run or because I bought the wrong type of wine for a dinner party. I was the letdown because I was steady, and steady is boring. I looked at my bank accounts. I had a private brokerage account they didn't pay attention to. I had been aggressive with it for a decade, planning for a retirement we'd share. That plan died when the crown touched my head. I booked a one-way ticket to a small coastal town in Montenegro. I had visited it once on a business trip and felt more at peace in 4 hours. There than I had in 20 years in this house. The next 2 weeks were a masterclass in silence. I was the perfect husband. I fixed the leaky faucet Sarah had been nagging me about. I filled Chloe's car with gas. I even took them out to a high-end dinner. They thought I was over my mood. They thought the King of Letdowns had accepted his crown. On a Tuesday morning, while Sarah was at her yoga class and Chloe was at the gym, I walked out. I took one suitcase. I didn't leave a note on the fridge. I didn't send a dramatic text. I left a plastic crown on the center of the dining room table. Next to it, I placed a printed spreadsheet. It wasn't a suicide note. It was an invoice. It listed every mortgage payment, every tuition bill, every emergency credit card bailout I had provided for Dave, and every penny I had poured into Sarah's boutique. At the bottom, in bold red ink, I wrote, "The king has abdicated. Long live the joke." I changed my SIM card at the airport. I deleted my social media. I vanished. By the time I landed in Podgorica, the silence was deafeningly beautiful. I rented a stone house overlooking the Adriatic. For the first time in my life, nobody expected anything from me. I stayed offline for 14 days. On the 15th day, curiosity got the better of me. I used a VPN and a burner account to check Facebook. My daughter's profile was public. Her latest post was a photo of me from the party. Not the mocking one, but a candid shot of me looking tired at the grill. "If anyone sees my dad, please tell him we're sorry," the caption read. "Dad, please come home." Mom hasn't stopped crying. The bank called about the house. "We didn't mean it. It was just a joke. We need you." I scrolled through the comments. Dave was there, acting concerned. Sarah's friends were offering thoughts and prayers. They didn't miss Elias. They missed the ATM. They missed the man who handled the letdowns of life so they didn't have to. I felt a surge of something cold and powerful. It wasn't anger. It was the absolute weightlessness of no longer caring. I took a photo of the sunset over the sea. The water was a deep, bruising purple, beautiful and indifferent. I didn't post it. I didn't send it to them. I simply closed the laptop, walked down to the water, and watched the sun disappear. The king was dead, and for the first time in 50 years, I was finally alive.